It's lights out, and we're racing in MotoGP here in the Netherlands. Jorge Martin has made a perfect start from that pole position, but Ogura has been electric away from the line as well. Look at Marco Bezzecchi, a little bit slow to react on the brakes into the first corner. Ralph Fernandez is going to pick up Bez into turn 2. Martin does lead. It's Aprilia 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's Martin in the front.
And the two factory Ducatis are next. It's Marc Marquez up the inside of Pecco Bagnaia. Fabio Quartararo is getting bold on the inside of turn 1. He's behind the Ducatis in 7th.
So once again, trying to go the long way around the outside of Bezzecchi there is Bagnaia, his future teammate, loose on the rear tyre there as he squeezed the power on. What's Pecco Bagnaia? That's going to allow Marc Marquez to go side by side on the factory Ducati. So Marc Marquez now does wrestle that P5 away.
So once again, like in the sprint yesterday, Bezzecchi with work to do with the clear pace he's got. He is the 4th on track of the 4 Aprilias. Bagnaia looking up the inside, but the door slammed in his face by his teammate.
Red on red at Steckelbar there as they come through the smoke haze. Pedro Acosta trying to line up a move on the inside of Quartararo into turn 9. That's a battle for 7th place.
Diogo Moreira's had some sort of issue on the first lap. He's at the back of the field, but Marc Marquez certainly isn't in safe mode here. He's attacking Marco Bezzecchi.
Yeah, Marco Bezzecchi. You can see that Ogura and Martin brake later than him on that run down to the first corner. He's been picked off then now by the 93. Joan Mir, oh dear me, Joan Mir then has not even completed a single race lap here this weekend. He was out on the first lap of the sprint yesterday at turn 4. He's gone 6 corners further around this time around. That's Fernandez through on Ogura. That's beautiful by Fernandez. Trackhouse on Trackhouse. Fernandez then up in the 2nd place. Perfect first lap though for Martin from pole. He leads by 6/10.
Bezzecchi's under pressure again as Fernandez and Ogura go side by side again. Ogura retakes it, and look at Marc Marquez sniffing an opportunity to take 2nd place.
Oh, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow go the Trackhouse Aprilias, and this intense battle behind Martin is seeing the 2024 World Champ streak away. Somehow Marc Marquez now up into 2nd place, albeit briefly, as Fernandez retaliates. I mean, this is a gift, the mother of all gifts for Martin.
Bezzecchi runs 4th in between the factory Ducatis.
Yeah, Fernandez and Ogura were swapping the same paint in turns 1 and 2. Ogura then in recovery mode here, trying to get back through on Pecco Bagnaia. Oh no! Marco Bezzecchi has a monumental crash. A huge get out through the super rapid Ramschuk. That's 4th gear through there at almost 200 kilometers an hour. And Marco Bezzecchi's World Championship goes from bad to worse. He was banned from last weekend's Grand Prix of Czechia in Brno, and he's an early fall here out of podium contention, and this was big. This was a huge crash for Marco Bezzecchi, who has lost the front of the factory Aprilia and is going to lose the lead in the World Championship.
3rd place at this stage of the race, and Mark will also surely be well aware that Marco Bezzecchi is out of this Grand Prix, and a real incentive for Mark here to try and score as many points as he can. Of course, Mark is 42 behind the start of the race. That would be 26 if you put the flag out now.
Yeah, there is Marc Marquez then. He's got Ogura and Acosta for company. Nothing going at all, is there, for Pecco Bagnaia? He's been really disappointing and frustrating at the start of this Grand Prix. I mean, he's over 3 seconds back of Martin already. Stuck in the mid-133s is Bagnaia. On that last lap, Ralph Fernandez was pretty much a second quicker than Pecco. Here comes Ogura on the inside of Marc Marquez. That's a lovely move there on the brakes into turn 16 from Ogura. So then once again, just like we had in Le Mans, it's an Aprilia 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it will feel all a little bit bittersweet for them at the moment, given what happened to Marco Bezzecchi. But Ogura has the horse already bolted, though, in terms of Ogura winning this Grand Prix, because he is 2.5 seconds adrift of the leading pair, who are still lapping in the 32s.
Yeah, Fernandez is really piling the pressure on Martin right now, as Acosta's going to fire on the inside of his future factory Ducati teammate Marc Marquez into the Struben. We go turn 5 as Acosta got the acceleration nailed on. He certainly has. So the KTM rider doing another awesome job, isn't he, Acosta? But you just knew that was going to happen. If you pass Marc Marquez, you better make sure you make it stick and dart away from him quickly, because you just know exactly what's coming at the very next corner. Acosta got passed by the 93. We've seen some top battles already this year, haven't we, between Marquez and Acosta. Your mind goes back to our first sprint of the season in Buriram. They had an epic fight, didn't they, mid-race for the win at Balaton Park in Hungary. Ralph Fernandez is motoring towards Jorge Martin here at the front of this Grand Prix of the Netherlands. Into the chicane we go. Well, Ralph Fernandez, his pace at the moment is just unmatched. It is unrivaled. There's nothing that Martin can do about this. He's trying to dig as deep as he possibly can. He's keeping himself in the 132s, is Jorge, which is very, very impressive pace as Acosta back on the inside of Marc Marquez into the first corner. What a battle this is at the moment between the two current factory Ducati riders and one incoming, with Pedro Acosta getting the better of it right now. Fernandez then once again swarming all over the rear tyre of Jorge Martin. He's got the better pace, Lewis. It's just a matter of when he decides is the moment. What a shot that was, the curb cam at turn 12, the powering through there over 200 kilometers an hour in fifth gear just gives you an indication of just the speeds involved around this super fast Assen. There was a moment there, wasn't there, for Fernandez? He almost cleaned out the front there going into that timber chicane. There's a bit of smoke there in the back. I don't know if it's just me or there's just some flares, some smoke still lingering from the flares. As once again, well, this is a taste of what is to come, isn't it? Marc Marquez back on the inside of Acosta into the first corner.
Yeah, this is how hard you're going to have to work to overtake me next year. Of course, it's hard enough at the moment for Pedro Acosta on board the KTM to battle with Marc Marquez, but you know that Pedro Acosta is not going to take a backward step, and clearly neither is Marc. And Gian Antonio is slowly starting to move towards this battle that we're watching as Ogura sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix on a 32.4. Martino only a tenth slower than that on a 32.5. And Acosta just lunging up the inside of Marc Marquez. He knew that wasn't going to stop, but he just had to go for it.
Yeah, he just let the brake off there and had the inside. Like Marc knew, if you're going to pass me on the inside, mate, you're braking way, way too late. You're going to run off the circuit. So Marc just on the cut back there.
The worry for Marc Marquez here is the pace he's setting on a 33.7 as some yellows have come out behind him on the racetrack, is that he's backing not only his teammate and Acosta up, but they're being caught now by Gian Antonio, by Alex Marquez, and Bastianini's also now starting to close in on that group further back as Frankie Morbidelli is the rider who crashed out at Silva. Bagnaia now does make the move, and given the pace that Marc Marquez was setting, he had to make that move.
Morbidelli's had an absolute stinker of a weekend here, hasn't he? An absolute stinker, no question about that. Top up Razgat Lioglu's just set his best lap of the Grand Prix. He's right in the hunt for honours for top Yamaha. He's having a pretty good battle at the moment with Fabio Quartararo.
This is what it looked like from on board Marc Marquez from the third row of the grid in seventh place. Bezzecchi was battling up ahead with the second of the Trackhouse Aprilias there of what at that stage was Ralph Fernandez, and Marc Marquez trying to pick his way through. Of course, he did ultimately pass Bezzecchi before the end of that first lap.
Oh no.
Well,
is that
that
Acosta?
Is another Pedro Acosta KTM problem. I'm afraid this is not a replay.
Your heart goes out to the 22-year-old Spaniard, doesn't it? What is going to happen right now? Let's have a listen. Well, you could hear, he asked for the power, didn't he, out of the first corner, and there was nothing there. There was nothing there.
Yeah, he's twisting away, and of course shaking his hand there.
Oh, has he got arm pumped? He might have arm pump, you know. I think he's got arm pump.
Whatever it is, whether it's physical or mechanical, Pedro Acosta is out of this Grand Prix. And
the way he was shaking that arm out there, and the way he was sort of clenching the fist, that looks like it might be an arm pump issue that has hit Pedro Acosta. We know that where Jack is right now is going to be parked right outside that factory KTM garage, trying to find out exactly what has happened. So maybe it's more physical than technical. We'll find out very, very shortly, I'm sure, as we look then. Oh, that was what's going on with Pecco Bagnaia now. Pecco Bagnaia's Ducati has gone kaput. Well, this is turning into a race of survival, isn't it, here in Assen? Marco Bezzecchi tumbling out of the high-speed turn 15 early in the Grand Prix. I mean, Bagnaia is touring. Pecco Bagnaia is cruising. I mean, Bagnaia there was being aggressive on the brakes down that straight. I mean, it doesn't look like there's any kind of issue with the rear IDOT device when he was trying to get it disengaged. But you can see him grab a handful of brake. Back at the front then. Look at this. Ogura's got ample time, hasn't he now? As Pecco Bagnaia is about to drop out of the point scoring places. Ogura 1:32.483, fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far from the Japanese rider. 22 years since a Japanese rider won in MotoGP. We thought that might come to an end last weekend, the Grand Prix of Czechia. Marc Marquez had other ideas as Ogura goes wide there. He was right out on the marbles, wasn't he? Going through four. What's happened to Ogura? Looks like he's got a problem.
What else can happen in this Grand Prix? He's lost a lot of time, hasn't he, to the two immediately ahead of him. How moments having set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. We'll keep an eye on it for that. He's like shaking.
I think his ride-out device is stuck. I think the ride-out device maybe, because you saw him try and grab a hand, squeeze the brakes really aggressively into turn 5. Well, Ogura was going to be on the podium in Austin when his Aprilia gave him the ghost. Let's keep a close eye on Ogura. Has he been able to disengage that rear-eye device? Was that the issue? Clearly, though, he just at the fastest lap of the race. I mean, this is turning into a race survival. This is a race of attrition, isn't it? Bagnaia then has to pit.
For a full lap, we understand practically. Ogura had the device down. Look, you can see the sparks coming as the bike is rubbing along the ground there for Ogura. You can see it there again as he's leaned over into turn 3.
Well, what a day. What a day we've had here in Assen, in Moto 3 and in Moto 2, and we've had some show, haven't we, building up towards the thrilling finale here in MotoGP. Look at the corner speed that Fernandez got through 15, and that has set himself up beautifully. That all came through 15. What a move that is by Ralph Fernandez. Martin could be losing second here as well. Ogura's surely going to attack him on the brakes into the first corner. He does so indeed. So a painful 4 corners that for Martin as he started the final sector on that last lap leading. He starts now this lap 18 of 26 back in 3rd place. We are on course for what is going to be dreamland, a fairy tale weekend for Trackhouse Aprilia. Oh, they were on cloud 9 yesterday when they did the 1-2 in the sprint. They are now 1-2 in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, Ralph Fernandez with 25 points, he would close to within 43 of Bezzecchi. Of course, Bezzecchi would lose the World Championship lead today. If Ogura can win this Grand Prix, he'd just be 18 points behind Bez and would be right on the shoulder too of Jorge Martin, with 4 Aprilia riders potentially fighting for the World Championship. Not just the 2 from their factory team, but Ogura has no thoughts of the long-term picture at the moment. He wants a first win.
He leads. This is the second time then in a week that Ogura has led a Grand Prix. He did the front running very early on in the Grand Prix of Czechia, and Ogura now, is this his moment? Is this his time? How's your heart rate, Davide Brivio? How's your heart rate, Justin Parks, watching you home back in California? Because Ogura, look at that straight away. He has taken a massive chunk of time out of Ralph Fernandez. Ogura then leads here in Assen. He's got just over 6 laps remaining between himself and a first Japanese win in over 2 long decades.
To attack as early as that, he clearly felt he had the pace to pass and pull away. Fabio Di Giannantonio is going to force it on the inside of Marc Marquez, who goes across the gravel track. We've seen him and others across that gravel track before in the final chicane. Fabio Di Giannantonio riding for VR46, of course, as he takes 4th place.
Assen 2015, anybody? Yeah. Marc Marquez versus Valentino Rossi. As you can see there, Marc Marquez just rolling the throttle as he ploughs through the gravel trap at the Timber chicane.
Long lap penalty for Fabio Di Giannantonio. It's on your screens, left-hand side of your screens. He did not lose the time. Didn't look like he remotely even attempted to lose time by taking that shot to the final chicane. So it's crucial now for Di Giannantonio in the next 2 to 3 laps to build up some pace. He'll clearly lose 4th place to Alex Marquez, but I think he might just stay ahead of Marc Marquez.
This is the reason why the tap on Marc's right shoulder and then going through the blue and over the green. So Fabio Di Giannantonio with a long lap penalty. It's getting better and better, isn't it, for Alex Marquez? He takes his punishment immediately, and that puts Alex Marquez then into a truly remarkable 4th place here.
So where does he filter out relative to Marc Marquez? Right alongside him is the answer, and Enea Bastianini. So after all that hard work, there's the irony. He serves the penalty, and he's right back where he started, behind Marc Marquez.
Alex is just praying to see the checkered flag. I mean, he must be now absolutely destroyed. He must be absolutely shattered. Yeah, he is. He has dropped back into the clutches here of Mark and Fabio Di Gianantonio.
Yeah, Marc Marquez could yet still unbelievably salvage a 4th place from this Grand Prix. A lap and a half to go as they now come through turn 12. Jorge Martin crashed there on the weekend. Marc Marquez is in a sandwich. He's in between Alex Marquez. 4th place if he can pass his brother, but he's still got to keep Di Gianantonio behind him. Every point is precious.
Last lap on the way then for Ogura, as you can see in the top left-hand corner of your screen, as Fabio Di Gianantonio does it again. This time around,
Stayed on the track
he does keep it between the white lines. Fabio Di Gianantonio then inflicts some more timber chicane pain on Marc Marquez. Final lap then is underway for Ogura. He is now less than 4 kilometres away from ending Japan's long run without a MotoGP winner. Makoto Tamada at Motegi back in 2004. 22 years ago, Ogura was 3 years old when a Japanese rider last won in MotoGP. Japanese fans watching back at home into Sunday night, well, I hope you're enjoying this experience, because your long wait is about to be finally ended by your new hero, Ogura.
Ralph Fernandez has settled for 2nd place. Jorge Martin looks like he's also settled for 3rd place. Fabio Di Gianantonio, here we now are looking at the battle for 4th place. He might still get back to the 4th place he was in before his penalty. Yeah,
this is brilliant. What a recovery this has been from Fabio Di Gianantonio. He's picked off the Marquez siblings late on here. I mean, this championship is getting seriously close, isn't it? Ogura then, well, he must be dreaming. He must be pinching himself right now if he could on that track out of Aprilia, because he's got the timber chicane remaining for the first time in 22 years. A Japanese rider will win him on a GP. The rising star from the land of the rising sun gets the job done here in Assen. Ogura is a first-time winner in MotoGP. What scenes they are there. His former Moto2 World Champions winning crew chief Norman Rank leading the celebrations for the Trackhouse star. Finally, we can say Ogura, it is GoldenEye. He's a first-time winner in MotoGP. Japanese fans, your long wait is over.
The results then after a breathless Dutch GP. Ogura, an incredible race today on the top step of the podium alongside Ralph Fernandez and Jorge Martin. Fabio Di Gianantonio 4th, Alex Marquez an incredible 5th, Enea Bastianini 6th, Marc Marquez back in 7th, Fabio Quartararo 8th, Brad Binder 9th, and Alex Rins gets his top 10.